How is everyone doing? How are you today? Hope you're doing well, sirs. It is a rainy Sunday morning here. It's been raining all night long. So much so that I'm kind of tired of it. It's just been like drizzling all night long. Anyway, thank you guys for being here for our group discussion about knives that we do every day. We have done for the last 275 days. 25 episodes away from number 300. Another giveaway. That's pretty awesome. Going to be probably a pretty clone heavy episode today, since I'll be starting out with that. So clones are life today instead of knives are life. Actually, I've got them both. Whoops. But clones are life right now. Oh man, this coffee is good. The guy I order my coffee from, whenever you order a 5-pound bag like I do occasionally, he sends you a free 1-pound bag of something that he thinks you'll like. And whatever he sent this time, I do like. I'm not sure the name of it. It is very good though. He brews. He grinds and makes some of the best coffee in the country. I do believe. On Coffee Street in Coffee County, Tennessee. Raphael's Roastery. Shout out Raphael's. So, this morning, what do I have in my pockets? Well, I had this in my front pocket. And y'all know what the back pocket had. Kind of goes without saying right now. Until something just amazing comes along. It's super slim and I like it better. Or I just get tired of carrying this thing, which may happen as well. Driving and lurking. Morning, Mr. Grateful. By the way, good morning, Mr. Ed, Mr. Tommy, Mr. Fuchs. We get a visit from Fuchs this morning. Mr. Robin and Mr. John and Mr. Wayland and Mr. Grateful. Hope you guys are doing great this morning. If y'all don't mind double tapping the screen or hitting that like button, it'd be awesome. Help the algorithm, get more folks in here to talk to us about their cool knives. Nay. So, after having this knife a couple of days, there's a couple things with it. I said the jimping is a little rough, and it is. It helps you just flawlessly be able to front flip it though. Super easy because of how rough that jimping is. It has the tiniest amount of detent lash. Like a tiny, I don't know, almost perfect, but just a tiny tad bit. And the pivot screws come loose. So I had to Loctite them in after I did some oiling and whatever. And like I said, I love the fact that they did the nipple delete on this from the factory. And I love the fact that they curved this choil better than the original, which kind of trips me out. And that's the thing I wanted to talk about, is when people take the liberty, after they've cloned a knife for a while, they take the liberty to start improving some things on it. And I think maybe they should do that right out the rip, because it would make it not such a exact one-to-one copy, and it would fix a few of the issues. So, like on this one, I'm glad they did the nipple delete. I had to do it on mine. And the way they put that curve in there is better than the straight line that the factory Shaman has. So I like it better. It's more comfortable. And the square hole doesn't bother me one bit. It looks different, yes, but it functions exactly the same. And I kind of like the fact that it's not round, because then I'm not even trying to pretend that this is not a knife that it isn't, that it is. Yeah. But anyway, that's my evaluation. Good morning, Mr. Scott. Good morning, Audioitis. Hope you gentlemen are doing great. You want a Kubi, Hyperion, and Flame Anno. Nice. I've got a Hyperion. I gave away one and a giveaway. Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid won a Hyperion in a giveaway. Mr. Fuchs. John, it wouldn't mess it up, but it would make it a giant hole. It's already bigger than the circle. So what they did was they took the circle and squared it out. Is all they did. So if you round it out again, it's going to be way big. And it might even it would come to the edge here if you tried to round it out here. Like the roundness of it would come all the way to the edge. And it would be giant. But I love it. I love the Shaman. Super comfortable knife that you can choke up on. And this one even does it better. With the choil adjusted. And then in my other back pocket, I had the knife that started it all. So 2 years ago, this little no-name sub $20 knife from Amazon got me started down a track where I accumulated hundreds of more knives and met all of you, started a YouTube channel, made some great friends, all because of this knife right here. So, there's always a Genesis point. This is my Genesis. He said it bothers his eyes. Yeah, I get it, I guess. I'm glad I'm not as OCD as some people are about things, because things that seem to really bother other people just kind of roll off my back, which is good, I guess. Keeps me even. Yeah, I don't even see it. I don't even notice it, really. I've looked at the round holes on Spyderco's for so long now, after the fact that I hated them for the first 15 years they existed. I hated Spyderco's. And then I got one, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, this knife that I had no clue. I think I probably got one of those promo codes, because I can't imagine somebody saying that this was the best knife under $20. Like even somebody like Bees Blades or whoever I was watching at the time, they might have got sent some Mokeen free knives and they were just showing them great value knife under $20. But for somehow I got it, and I think it was probably due to that promo code site where I probably got it for like 14 or 15 bucks or something. It is not available anymore on Amazon. And I can't believe that it is a reverse Wharncliffe. I mean, a reverse Tonto. Oh yeah, a reverse Warncliffe. Now that would be a crazy shaped blade. So yeah, those are the knives I had on me, minus this one. And if y'all don't know, Mr. Ed has some knives for sale, and one of them is a Riot Horizon D, and I really like that knife. So I was checking out some prices on them and was kind of looking at them, and then I ran across the fact that there is a clone of that Riot knife. And Riot is not a brand that you see cloned as often as others. And so, on the top here is the clone, and the bottom is the original, of course. So, yeah, they did make one. This was 9 years ago. Lock bar is quite a bit different. It's a lot thicker on the real one. The pivot surround is much nicer and thicker. But the general lines and the milling, the clip matches good. The lock bar relief is shaped a little different. And this one uses much bigger screw, at least screw heads. But it is what it is. So yeah, that was a new one on me. The one Ed has for sale is actually a Tonto. I imagine somebody broke the tip off of it and then went about fixing it by turning it into a Tonto. There's a picture of Mr. Ed's. Yes, you should be able to reverse flick off the fuller. Book said he collected in the early 90s and then had a long gap. Then finding a Tenacious in the mud rekindled his fire. Tenacious is a great knife. Yeah, I imagine the tip got broken off of that one and he reprofiled it. Morning, TC. Looks like Robin has a bunch of knives for sale this morning that I did not see. When did this pop up? Yesterday. No, today. Just a few minutes ago. See what his prices are. $100 on a $130 knife that I noticed right there. So that's about 20% off of retail. A little more maybe. They look like they're in good shape. Just as I'm sure he might be flexible with his prices. Because like I know there's a Jaeger, V3 on Knife Swap right now that the guys had to drop it down to like 240 or something. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why his isn't selling. It had a flipper tab delete done by way of knife. His did. But so maybe the flipper version is worth more. I'm not totally sure. But I'm sure he would probably work with you on some prices if you showed him comparable prices somewhere else. Yeah, he well, I don't see post I was talking about. Maybe that is a good price. Oh yeah, it was I don't know. I swear I saw it last night though. Uh the Duval. What is the Duval? Huh. Morning, Nick. Morning, Dalton. Dang, the whole crew's here today. Everybody's hanging out this Sunday, huh? Uh, yes, so Ed's looking at a few up here. There's a few I like. You definitely got some bangers, man. Good stuff. I might want to talk to you about a couple. I love your Noel there, Plain Jane. You, you like certain knives, huh? Got multiples. Morning, Sever 7. Hope you're doing well, sir. All right, Mr. Robin. Sorry. I didn't see you say that. Haha. That's pretty awesome. What'd you make that out of? Let me see. Yeah, what trying to figure out what you used to make that. Oh, dang. You went all out. That's pretty dang awesome, man. Go Bills, huh? What is the James Brand Duval? It's a little knife I haven't seen. Iron Pup. I sold one of those. Oh yeah, John got a new knife. Meant to mention. Uh, it is a prime candidate for a flipper tab delete. But that's a cool knife, but it needs that giant flipper tab gone today. Like I say, things don't bother me. When I stare at that knife, I can't see anything other than the big giant flipper tab. Uh, but doesn't mean I don't like it. See you later, folks. Friendly neighbor. Yeah, like it. Typhoon. And then this is the milling on the Lemifshi duck clone, and people talk about how terrible, oh, these $100 clone knives, the quality is terrible. And then you look at pictures like this and you're like, well, it doesn't look too terrible to me. I guess it could be better, but for micro milling, it looks just fine for me. So I can't wait to see what this next year has in store. TC's carrying a Civivi today with some sexy patterning on it. I had those two. Yesterday, Waylon posted these. A McNeese and a Megaron. No idea what that knife is on the right. Alright, so I guess that covers the Discord. Hello, Steven. How are you, sir? Let's see, what else is going on in Knife Swap this Sunday morning? Here's a CKF. Oh, that's one I've been wanting too. What color is it? Dang, I might have to hit him up. Have I bought from this guy before? I almost talked a guy into selling me one of those Horizon D clones this morning. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say almost. But I talked to a guy about selling me his Horizon D clone this morning. And he likes it too much still at the moment to get rid of it. Have I bought from this guy before? I asked him about a Kaiser October 2 years ago in August. Wow. What should I offer? 240? Yeah, I'm going with 240. All right, I just threw a chat his way. We refresh, we will see that. I got 147 swaps, almost to 150. But yeah, that would go good in my CKF collection. Right there. I would bead blast it and get rid of that. And he might take 240 because I was telling him about the scratch on the side. Even though it's easy to fix. Pete, good morning, sir. Pretty sure I said good morning, Cliff, but if I didn't, good morning. Road Dong? What are we talking about here in the chat? Talking about Road Dong? Alright. But yeah, I almost had one of, or I talked to a guy about buying one of these. I found one at least. That's a good start. Here's a Evo T. 450 sell value. 600 trade value. I don't know how people do that. How they think their knife is worth so much more in trade. If both people would just give honest reviews and price their knives accordingly, you shouldn't need 600 in a trade. But I guess people that want to trade want to act like their knife is worth so much more or blah, blah, blah. I've never understood that though. 450 sell value, 600 trade. Like, if both people are adequately pricing their knives, it shouldn't need to be that far apart. My opinion. There's an Evo T, black and red. If anybody wants one, 450 is not a bad price. Maybe you'll sell a few knives today, Robin, and you can get it. The beluga, oh, sea otter. So that reminds me, Nick actually showed me a link during the middle of the night. See, he's asking 520. So that deal that I saw a while back, the Overlook, I've been wanting to try one of those out too. That's two bangers up there today. Oh, Robin. Yeah, but Pete, that's what I'm saying. If I like Robin's answer better. They want to discourage people from doing trades, so they. I like Robin's answer better than Pete's, because, like I said, if both people price them accordingly, properly. Robin, I think that last one I found was like 275 or something crazy. Does anybody remember what that last sea otter I found for super, or I almost bought? Let me see if I can find it. Why is it not letting me sort 25 days ago? 450? I think that's, let's see, 2 months ago. 355. Yeah, that one sold for 355 2 months ago. 4 months ago, 350. 325. Dang, he dropped it all the way to 325. I think that's the one I saw, I do believe. He went from 475 to 325. That's pretty wild. That's super wild. 475 to 325. But as I started to say, that reminds me, Nick sent me a link last night during the night. Is this the right? Yeah, I'm guessing this is it. But they got a new version of the old guard. $150 old guards are coming out maybe Tuesday. Yeah, Nick thought it was a really good deal, and I agree it's a good deal, but it's a very simple knife to make, and they've been dropping like the saber tooth and knives like that for around that price point. So whoever their OEM is right now can make them knives like that for around that money. I think we know who the OEM is. I just having a brain fart. Yeah, who is making these over there for him? Does he say on here? Just says China. But like I said, this saber tooth and There's a bunch of them actually. Even this pincher fat carbon is at 175, so you're a deal hunter, Pete. Well, so are there people that, I guess there are people that just settle for whatever, huh? I would think most people are deal hunters. But some people just, it's a pretty cool video. That cleaver looks nice, and the steel on it looks properly thick and heat treated well. Cutting up a piece of foam like that is pretty wild. I thought that was pretty cool. He knows what he's doing, cutting. That was pretty cool. Yeah, somehow I've managed to like not every not ever really sell a knife for a loss, except for the ones that I got rid of all those for like half price of all those garbage or inexpensive knives. I don't mean garbage knives. Yeah, what'd you say, March? Sever? It seems like forever away. Like, March needs to hurry up. This little thing is stupid, like, where they move these. So if y'all haven't seen that before, it's very stupid. You start out with 11. Right here's the key. Well, you already missed the, and then you end up with 12. So watch under the palm. All right, the second one down is empty now, right? Now it's not. Let me show that one more time. Second one down is empty now, right? Now it's not. Now she just moved another one. So that's where the trick happens in that one, if y'all have seen that before. Well, I'd have to say I like it, even with the holes. Both of those knives are bangers. Pretty crazy. Why can't I get that? Oh well, I know a better way. Yep. That's one of the first knives recently that I've liked the holes on. Oh, speaking of pouncing, I need to see if that guy responded to me. Not right now. I got someone interested in a package deal. So that guy's got a package deal going on Reddit. Let me see if it's still available or sold yet. All right. I don't like one of the other two to offer a package. He must be getting a knife for his girl and himself, whoever's doing the package deal. Yeah, it's it's not really a cheat code, but now I get what you're saying. Ed, up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. I want to see something. I want to look at and does K does does White Mountain Knives have this knife yet? No, I didn't think they did. So with our buddy Bob's code, oh, it's sold out. Dang it. And that's the only one with the silver blade. Sold out. I think I've already got that. I'm giving him my standard. So my standard response to people whenever I yeah, Bob's code. Our buddy Bob on KB Knives. He has a 30% off code. So you can add this knife to cart. You can hit checkout. You can hit Bob deal and take it from $468 down to $374. You get 93 bucks off. Thank you, Mr. Bob. Yeah, it's a Konami code. Oh yeah, you said something about a new auto. What'd you say, Nick? Who was making a new auto? Dang it. He's around, Waylon. I don't want to, I don't talk about my buddy's business, but he's around. He just, I don't think he appreciates the politicking that goes around in the knife community. So he's just kind of chilling out for a minute. Yeah, who did you say made an auto? Nick? Anybody got a Centauri? Anybody else remember what? Oh, Hypercut. Yeah, I think that's. I'm not trying to speak for him, and he hasn't said anything like that to me. That's the kind of feeling I get. He's just kind of fed up with the scene right now. He still loves his knives, and he's still a great guy. Nothing about that's changed, that's for sure. And I don't blame him. These people do get wild around here. Around here. Alright, so what's the new auto? I guess Nick left because I didn't show the auto. Alright, so it's going to be on their Instagram. Man, Instagram is the spot nowadays. I was looking at one guy's website last night and it was just terrible. And his Instagram was popping though. Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it, Nick. Um, Zipper out the front, utility knife. Yeah, it look. I don't know. It's one of those knives. It's too big. It plays some. I don't know. They cut off too much of the end of it. I think. Yeah, they cut off too much of it. I bet it's very comfortable though. I bet it fits your palm good, just like I've talked about the Striders being like that. So I guarantee, but it looks too small to fit my palm good. I don't know. My opinion matters absolutely zero. If you like the knife, get it. I just can't speak about anything but my own opinion because that's all I've got. Sold. So he sold the combo with the cyborg jack and the hot pink. So the guy bought his girl a knife and he bought himself a knife. That was a good price on that Blava. I've been wanting a Blava too. $275 wasn't bad. I should have offered $250. Oh well, I wasn't meant to have it. That's how I look at it. Kind of how I look at life. If things don't work out like I planned them to, it's probably a good reason they didn't. You live your life like that, you'll never be disappointed. Burnished Moray. Okay, I like it. Oh yeah, I forgot the zipper OTF. Aha! It's the tack knives one. Who got that? Scott. Scott got that. You like the pink auto? Yeah. That burnished, that color is pretty cool. It looks like it's got your lines on it, Pete. No, not quite as deep. That one's been carried. That's good to see. Look at that shininess. So you like it? I like my I've got a couple of tack knife ones free that they sent me. And when I bought another knife, they sent me two of their like smaller OTFs. And I didn't have a problem with it. Other than that they were blatant copies of other knives rebranded with their name on it. Which I don't know how they get away with, but more power to them. But now it looks like they've got all their own stuff, so that's good to see. I mean, kinda their own stuff. uh, you got the what? The Benji? Let's see what the Benji is. Oh, well, look. Matches content. Why did the two come up? When I type in Benji, both the two that you bought come up. That's weird. That's that synchronicity thing I'm talking about. I didn't type nothing else in the search box. but Benji, and both the knives that he just talked about popped up. Like, that's the stuff that happens in my life. It just doesn't make sense sometimes. Did you get the... I'm going to guess you got this one. That's my guess of which one you got. Am I wrong? Hold on. I'm not going to lock that in yet. Let me make sure. Yep, I think that's the one you got right there. Yep, see, I told y'all I'm a little bit psychic. All right. Well, that was fun. And I know Ed said Ed commented yesterday on the Discord, I believe. Maybe it was in the YouTube chat when I was scrolling back through, but he said those little zero utility knives, I guess they're called zero. Yeah, these things, they're too little to really do any work with. And if you consider opening boxes work, but to me, if you're using a utility knife, are you really doing work? And if you are doing work, does it really still even take that much more size to cut with a razor blade? Isn't a razor blade sharp enough that it doesn't take much cutting to actually cut? So, like, even if you were cutting plastic straps with this all night, I guess you might get tired of it. But it seems like you're not applying much pressure with a razor blade, regardless of what size it is. But maybe that's just me. But I still like them. And I like the titanium ones for $8 more than the original aluminum ones. So that's, yeah. I don't do enough cutting of any sort. But you could open a bunch of boxes with this, I'm sure. How much of the blade actually sticks out on any utility knife? Like, not, I don't know. Oh, yes. See, Ed, like, yeah, people that actually work with utility knives are different than people that just use utility knives here and there. I think for most, well, I don't know. I've had to cut carpet with utility knives, and I wouldn't want that little thing trying to cut carpet. So y'all are definitely right. I wouldn't want to cut carpet with that thing unless I was like cutting speaker box carpet or something. But I guess there's tons of people that work with utility knives daily. That amazes me. Like how many people their job consists of working with utility knives. It's pretty wild. And there's lots of things that you want to get a really fine cut on. Fabric and like, I mean, they use scissors for fabric, but like carpet layers, and you use carpet knives. But anyway, it was something interesting I thought about. I mean, I don't need something like this just to open boxes with. Anything I'll open a box. So if that's all it's good for, then I don't need it. After thinking through it, that's my opinion. All right, back to where I was. Anything else? Let me refresh and see if anybody's posted anything super new. Yep, there's a bunch of Shiros posted. F95T Gen 4. I've got a copy of that one. the Haiti Gen 3 Halloween edition. The Haiti is one I'll still need to pick up for sure. That one's pretty cool. What is the price on it? $800. Hinderer Eclipse. I showed that yesterday, my copy of that. See what kind of blade shape this one has. That's why I like y'all's input, because a lot of y'all work with different stuff than I do. I wouldn't have thought about cutting the edge of a conveyor belt. That sounds like something you would need a sharp, longer blade for. Did he open it? Did I miss the blade? Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah. That's what she said, mister. All right, Chevron 335. A half track. I've got a copy of that one. I got a copy of the full track. The full track is actually a nice knife. That's another one of those hinderers that's shaped weird that people think is ugly. That's super comfortable in your hand. Hinderer and Strider both seem to do that well. Make ugly knives comfortable. But where's my full track? That's what I've been missing too, kind of. I hadn't seen it in a long time. Do I even still have it in this same? If I put it somewhere else, that would be weird. Because I wouldn't even know where to start to look. Mr. Full Track, where are you? Man. Aha. I found it. Sorry. I was looking at this half track made me want to grab my full track. I need to get off the browser for a second. The full track is a cool knife though. This one has a cool little color to it too. I like that. It looks a lot worse in the pictures. It looks like orange. It's kind of like a purple fade. But yeah, this knife is cool for a couple of reasons. It's got a cool compound grind, which we like. It's got an awesome blade notch slash fuller that you can reverse flick on good. It's a big giant boy. My hand sticks way out the back of my hand. And it comes with the disassembly tool included in as the backspacer. So the backspacer, you just push down and you pull out, and that's the tool you use to take it apart. So that's a pretty cool idea too. Yeah. But some of the, I don't know, like, to be able to experience most of 90% of this knife for the price that I get to, and the fact I'm never going to try to pass it off as something it's not, it's a perfect knife for me. And I don't know what they cost. This is a special edition one in this pattern, but even just a basic one. Let's see. Full track knife. $600 just to try, or $600 just to try one. Same compound grind, same window, same tool in the backspacer. Yeah. I'm very appreciative that I get to experience this knife for 1/6 of the price. And feel it for the most part. And like I said, if I like this one, that means I'm only going to like the original more, right? So, but you get to feel it, kind of feel it. That's why I'm honest about these knives and why I like them. And why my banner this morning says that instead of what it normally says. What in the world? Oh. Oh, that's awesome, Sever. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And you don't know how many people, even people that are in here, are totally scared to let people know that they've got clones. I don't get into people's business, and I respect whatever they choose to do in their own life. But there's quite a few people in here right now that don't like to publicly admit the fact that they like clones. What clones did you sell him? Send him, Sever. This one is great. I can't lie. This one is super solid lock up, great action, great fit and finish. And it's one I don't ever look at much. I mean, heck, you saw how. And this Warhound is another great one. Like this is another great knife. And this is the whole originating knife that created that whole blade shape for OTFs. The Warhound blade shape came from this knife. People liked it so much they were like, I want my OTF to look like that. Oh, those are some good ones, Sever. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Sever. Your comment reminded me of something I saw last night. I think a few of us have had this knife, but look how much this guy sold. His SMKE duck with the micarta finish. I couldn't believe how much he got out of it. I don't know if y'all saw, if you already saw that post, you might have this morning. But a guy sold, there's one of my favorites. I've got the Hokkaido, the Barker, and one I showed the other day. That guy that's got all those clones I've talked about numerous times has got one of those, of course. Check out how much this guy got for that duck right there. So the one in the middle, I mean, originally it was $130 or so. When it came out new, it was like $130 for that knife. And it's a great knife. But he ended up selling it for pretty quickly for $150. Yeah, he wrote it right here. 150 bucks. They were 130 bucks. Those are good clones. The Duck's a good clone. So is the Loxa. John, the Loxa's one of the best. I think Sever's owned about 7 Loxas. He keeps buying and selling them. Do you know about where it is in the video, Sever? I'll go watch him. You know, first of all, which video is it? Let's see, I'm gonna go to live. Was it on this one? Let me know about where it is. Yes, Sever. But is it on this video? See if I see him on the table. I don't see the Loxa. So, might not be this video. I still don't see the Loxa. Oh, okay, I got you. Sorry, I didn't see what y'all were. Right here.
A unboxing. I've already unboxed it because there was really nothing to unbox of.
I'm gonna let y'all watch this for a second while I go to the restroom. I'll be right back. And Sever, I'll bring you up when I get back here in just a second.
I would never buy these. To be fair, I'm just gonna disclose it right away. Somebody really wanted me to look at some clones, and I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts. So yeah, let's do this. All right, these are 3 clones. Let me start off by, I did not pay for these. I will never pay for these. I do not support clones. I think they are bad for the community. But I'm also going to give you some other things to consider, and maybe it's a Rob's rambling / impression of these knives, so that you can you can take this however you want. If you are into clones and you love them, I'm going to probably insult you. Just be ready for it. If you don't like clones, I'm probably going to affirm what you believe and give you my impression of that. So at least why I'm opposed to them. Okay, so let's talk about this. So these 3 are, this is a clone of a duck, which I've handled. This is a clone of a Loxa, I believe it is. And then this is a clone of
Oh my God, like I had the earphone in while I was walking to the bathroom and I heard this guy and now I see why I'm not subscribed. No offense if any of you like him, but I would not get along with this guy. I can already tell. Because he seems pretty close-minded, but I know it's about this topic, and he might be a great guy all around for every other thing possible. But, wow. Anyway.
Gorov.
Let's see what he says here.
When I first got these, I was like, okay, let's look at the duck, because this is the one I'm most familiar with. Similar in look, but that's where it stops. The pivot is nowhere close to the original duck.
Be honest with yourself,
has the
guy.
look and shape of it, but the clip is there's so many things that we're short of here. All right. We are dealing with, there's no roundedness, there's no sculpture, there's no little details. There would never be these sharp edges on the clip. So right away that tells me. It does kind of come up here similarly. The thumb studs are somewhat close, but they're always usually something premium, like a Damascus, dark Damascus or something. So again, this is like a bronze anodized or something, I think. You have the backspacer, which is kind of similar to what they do have. Again, the duck that I handled was, this is a lot more industrial and edgy.
Yeah, and like I said, he could be perfect about everything else. This one topic, I shouldn't judge him on this one topic.
All right, so
yeah, I shouldn't judge anybody on this one topic because it's so divisive, and you can be. We can agree on liking every other possible kind of knife, and he could have the exact same taste as me in every kind of knife, and we could be divided over this question, and that shouldn't really change how I feel about him. So I kind of jumped the gun about saying I don't know anything about this guy, so I don't know if I would get along with him or not. Like, if he could handle the fact that I like clones and still be around me and not like talk trash about it every time we were together, then I probably could, that's
have a similar maybe finish on there, but usually the ducks tend to have a better blade shape. So I'll show you a real duck. Okay, just so we're on the same page here. This is a duckling, and you'll notice that the thumb stud here is usually a little thinner. This was a little bit bigger, right? You'll notice that there's a contoured shape on here. There's a lot of finishes. There's a lot more milling, and you can see the clip. It's more rounded. Definitely, you don't have these sharp edges all around. Okay, so that's the big difference here. The corners, it's rounded. It's not chamfered. These are very sharp chamfers like you would do with a production type of Chinese-made knife. The cutout here, typically on mine, you'll see that my cutout on my lock bar is, where are we? It's right in here. It's right in here, right? So this lock bar, matter of fact, I don't even see a cutout. I think he thins the milling out so much so that it does the lock bar. Yeah, so you don't have a cutout. I don't remember my duck ever having the one I had temporarily.
All right, so
all of those guys make better knives than this. So they did. They'd be highly disappointed, and I would never want to buy a duck if somebody told me this was a real duck. It'll be, and then once you handle it, if you've handled a duck, you're like, oh no, this is not a duck, and that's my impression. It's not. It's a poorly made clone trying to look like the real thing. It doesn't give any indication that it's not. It's not even copying the merit of a duck and trying to be like a little different. This one's VG10.
So he doesn't like the duck.
So, I mean, that's appropriate budget steel, right? It makes a Sheargorf stand out. They do kind of mimic some of this stuff here, but again, if this is your first impression of a Sheargorf, you do this part right here.
Let me see what he says about the shear.
Where you can tighten that up. Impression. Now here's a Sheargorf. You have some interesting textures going on here. I've never handled this version of the shear. I think you'd have to have custom tools for this. I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff. Like this is loose right here, so you'd have to have a tool where you could tighten that up. You do have a flat spot there, so I don't know how that works exactly. It's pretty tight tolerances there, so I will grant that that is done somewhat well. They have an inset. Is it an inset? Let me see. It's a liner.
That's the same little flashlight I was telling y'all about.
So it's a full liner, but it does do this part right here.
The Wubin.
And you don't have a ramp, which is something Sheargorf typically does have. So you don't feel the ramp, that's for sure. And it doesn't feel as solid as a Sheargorf. And can I use the flipper? You can't use the flipper. So, and to me, that's like a shame, right? But I don't know. It feels not as solid as a Sheargorf. It's a size I would love Sheargorf to make knives in, actually. There's just a feeling, a solid feeling of everything about it that makes a Sheargorf stand out. They do kind of mimic some of this stuff here, but again, if this is your first impression of a Sheargorf, you might think it's not a bad knife, but you couldn't understand why Shergorfs run 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 for customs and stuff. You wouldn't be able to appreciate that or agree with it. This one's VG10, so I mean that's appropriate budget steel, right? It's got a little lock rock, a little pivot lash, no pivot rock, no detent lash. But anyways, the point of it is, gosh, man, you know,
but
people
anyways,
who buy this, I mean, I get you're like, well, I can't afford it. I want to get. Buy a good, well-made budget knife that you feel you're helping someone who's in the knife industry. You know, don't buy this. This is ripping.
I want to buy
this
that.
Is ripping people off. This is ripping designs off. I'm not a fan of this. I will never buy this. I'll never.
Nobody's losing money from me for that knife.
Who allowed me to check it out. But I will tell you, I'm not a fan of this. Okay, so my rambling here is that if you come and tell me you've got one and you paid it's not the same. It's not the same. Most people say, well, it feels really good to me. It's better than my Civivi. Okay, but it's not a Shergorf. I can tell you that. I've run into people who bought the.
Where does he say it's worth $300, Sever?
You can't resell.
I'm tired of this.
You can't. You're not going to be able to resell them on certain sites because they won't allow you to resell a full clone. No, you have to do it.
Yeah,
I guess,
he did go in with
like that. But if you can
bias,
sell them to you, give it away. It's not going to be the same as the real thing, and you're not going to get your money back. That being said, when you finally do want to get the knife that you want, oh look, there's a little detent ball there. Wonder what does this release or something? You push like that?
No, it's made to get in your pocket easy.
Wonder what that.
Clip it back onto the detent ball. Anyways,
don't know anything about this or this design. Looks like it might release or something. I don't know, but you're not going to get the money back.
He doesn't know.
Ultimately, most people that I know when they're knife
collecting, and that's okay too. I didn't know either till I got the knife.
They end up getting the nicer knife, and then they start getting into the real knives. Once you handle a real duck, I'm sorry, you don't want a clone. A real duck is just so much better. Just like if you were to clone like an HR Trask,
so much better.
This is made in the Czech Republic. This is a custom knife, right?
I mean, come on.
This definitely has a way different feel than
so
any of these guys.
much better.
One extreme example is my Trevor Burger Custom. This is the Urban XL. This is the one with all the hidden hardware. The action, the quality on this is just so phenomenally way better. And I even know Jonathan McNeese recently started the clones in. This is night and day the quality on a McNeese. I would not recommend you do this because most people end up getting these anyways, and then they think they have the real thing, and then they think the real thing is, mine is just as good. And if you pick it up and you don't really compare it, and you try to convince yourself, you're going to tell people that it is the same thing. If you're really honest with yourself, it's not. I'm
Where
honest.
the heck is that knife?
Ones, and this, I mean, as far as a Chinese-made knife, if this wasn't an outright clone of a Shergorf, if they changed the design, I mean, it would be an impressive Chinese-made $250 knife, right? It would be an impressive Chinese-made $250 knife.
That's pretty good.
It would not be I mean, if they used M390, some better steels, they had a little better textures and some tighter tolerances, it could potentially be a pretty cool Chinese knife if you didn't steal the design from Shergorf. I would say, yeah, I mean, but this is blatantly stealing. Use these other designers as inspiration.
I have no idea where I put
my goodness. I mean, I don't know. Clones are just.
Where I put that new Shiro.
It's really disappointing. It doesn't have the shape, the feel, the balance.
I'm thinking it might still be in a bag somewhere.
Yeah, I can tell you. If
one of my little pouches.
You told me to Shergorf, I would have to say, I don't think so. There's just a lot of things I don't feel. Even this alone and the weight, it would feel very differently. So this right here is a Loksha. It's got a unique pivot there. It's got the
this should definitely be in here with all these other Shiros.
This is kind of a milled clip, believe it or not. The thumb studs is something that I've seen other custom knife makers do. It looks like it's supposed to be able to front flip, but I don't see how you can. I don't think you can. Your thumb studs, there work. It's a big old slab. You've got the milling going on in there. There's a lot of edges.
We're done with that. Sever, let me bring up the video. Give me just a second, Sever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where my clone of that knife is. Huh. I've got that same knife. because I did that mod to it where you can reverse flick it now. I sanded down the lock bar insert. Video. All right. So that link that I always give out should work, Sever. Whatever it is, bladealchemy.hop2.org. bladealchemy.hop2.org. I think that should still work and get you connected to Hop Up Online. And if anybody ever wants to hop up and show us their collection, you're welcome to. I try to let anybody who wishes come up. That's a cool knife. Cool clone. Great action. I don't know where because these two are in there, and I got these two after I got that one. Yeah, I like this knife. Big boy knife. Alex J knows about the rat. The rat is great in it. I lightning anode that clip because I was bored. But man, this knife feels so good. It's one of those knives that's only got studs on one side, and I need to flip it around, but you really can't reverse flick it because it sits right there on the lock bar. Yeah, I agree. And the fact when Sever told me that 6 months ago, 7 months ago, MC didn't know what a protean was. And that shocked me. Yeah, I do better when I've learned now that you got to get it really good and shiny before you start if you want it shiny afterwards. I've gotten better at it. It makes me mad though that I can't find my. Oh, I didn't even check and see if Sever hopped on. I don't see him. Is he still here? Maybe not. Let me touch every knife in here real quick and make sure I don't have it hiding somewhere. These are two that people always want to buy from me. Especially this one. And this one's hard to open. The way the thumb studs are on it. Those Borka Marfione. Can't use the link. Alright, sorry, hold on. Here you go. I know this will work. Oh, thank you, Sever. That's why you couldn't get on. I'm just joking. Let me get his name badge ready. I know that link will work. That's just a straight link. I still think the other one works. Just kidding. But I am gonna check and see why it's not working while we're sitting here. DNS records. Edit. Oh, I hear somebody.
Hello, hello.
I can hear you, sir. I think the world can hear you too. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Alrighty. Let me get you added up here on screen, sir. Let's see. What are you? Oh, you're a browser. Alright. Adding a browser. 1920 by 1080. And boom. Should be on screen momentarily.
And can you verify with the chat that they can hear me too?
They can hear you. I
Okay.
promise.
Perfect. All right. So, sorry for the shake. We're going to start with some of the more boring stuff first, but I've got about 5 knives I want to show you guys.
All right.
So the first one really impressed me. This is the Bag Knives Steelcraft Bodega, and I'm not a fan of G10, but I'm going to be honest. This G10 feels like titanium. It's super smooth. I feel like they put some wax over it to kind of like seal it, but it feels just like titanium. And then it's got steel liners, but the action on it is super snappy. Um, so having handled this, there's a few other Steelcraft series knives I'd like to check out. The Astio being probably the next one I'd like to check out. But this is a prime example because I think this is D2. Does it say on here? It doesn't look like it says, but I'm pretty sure it's D2. But you're looking at D2 and G10, and I think this knife runs like $70. That's a lot of money for D2 and G10. That's about $40 too much for D2 and G10. However, the knife is greater than the sum of its parts, right? And this is really where execution comes in. This knife was executed so well that I would pay $70 for it because it's a delight to handle and manipulate. So
you would pay a whole $70 for it?
Yeah.
I was joking. Like it definitely like is
I'm
it cheaper or something?
Wait, is it cheaper? What do you mean?
I was joking about you saying it's worth $70. Like to me, it looks like it's worth $70 already. Does it sell for cheaper?
No, it is $70. Yeah,
Oh.
for my knowledge, it is $70. But most people wouldn't pay 70 for D2 and G10, right? Typically, I wouldn't pay it either. That's a $30 knife all day. But because this is executed so well.
What about those custom guys that still use D2 and charge $1,400?
Well, I'm perfectly fine with those guys. They're customs.
I know.
Now hold on. If you give me a custom knife with G10 at $1,400, absolutely not. No excuse. Nope, not going to do it. I won't pay that much for G10. But I feel like that knife was crafted really well.
So micarta, yes. G10, no.
No, I wouldn't pay that much for micarta either.
Yeah.
Nope. And
yeah,
you get to $1,400,
and
it needs to be titanium or Timascus or something like that. I mean,
yeah, but there are lots of G10 and micarta custom knives that are that much.
No, that's super true. I've seen them, and I scroll right past them because you're tripping. I'll take titanium every day of the week.
Yeah.
This one here, this is the KB Knives Protocol. I just got this one in from Fred the Lug for review. He also is the one who sent the bodega. This knife looked great, and I always saw it as one of those knives that I'd want to check out. But this knife is actually like fantastic. if you're a KB knife enjoyer, I give this one full seal of approval. Action's fantastic. The intent's great.
It's
We have
not
a
too big for
beautiful.
you.
No, I wear large size gloves. So here, I
Well, I
actually
know
have
that you like smaller knives sometimes, though.
So this one is coming in at 7 3/4. So no, this one's fine. 8 is about the top of what I like to
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kubi knocked it out of the park with this one, or KB rather. Absolutely terrific knife.
Yeah, it looks like it's got that classic, just perfect action. Like,
Yeah, it's actually made by Panarin Designs. He's one of the designers for Ketuo as well.
yeah, he came in the chat a couple of times, and he commented on when I reviewed one of his knives. I put his name in the title, but yeah, he came in the chat one morning.
No, I remember that. I was there for that. I was
Yeah.
super pumped. Yeah, so me and him are on the same design team. Now he knows way more than I do. He's done way more designs. He's infinitely more talented whenever it comes to operating the software and the programs and stuff. Like he's a holistic designer, whereas me, I'm still trying to get my ideas on paper. Whatever I do, it looks like it turns out pretty well. But he's like truly like through and through a designer. Guy's
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, I think we went to his Instagram, and he just had drawing after drawing after drawing of knives that he's done.
Yeah.
And well, oh yeah, that I bought that Tucson too. That was done by him. Wasn't the Eclipse is his too, right?
Yep. The Eclipse, holy cow, that knife punches so far above its weight class, it's ridiculous. I had that knife, I had to sell it, but holy shit, man. I love that fucking knife.
So the back on that one doesn't create a hot spot. Pete's wanting to know about that.
What, this right here?
Yeah.
No, this is perfectly rounded.
Well, I know, but when you grip it with your palm and use it a bunch, is it gonna dig in?
No, not at all. I can white
Okay.
knuckle this. This is a burn, so.
Yeah.
But I can, like, I'm squeezing as hard as I can right now, and no, it's not coming up as a hot spot for me. Now, if you've got, not calling anybody out, but if you've got like really fat palms and you're squeezing as hard as you can, I don't know. Even then, I would be
Yeah,
hard pressed.
I don't think it would make a hot spot, but because of how rounded it is. But
Yeah, I really don't. I'll say this: if you look at this and you say I'm going to try to hurt myself with this corner, and then you position it the right way, and then you squeeze as hard as you can, then sure. Other than that, though, no, I would have no concerns about that being a hot spot.
so you can feel it if you choose to.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's honest, you know.
No, that's a good point because you can feel it if you try to. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, but don't.
He wanted to see Nick wanted to see the spine of it real quick too. Can you hold just the back shot? Got that the hidden lanyard hole. That's cool.
Yep. About a 1/3 back spacer.
You can't get your finger in there to the blade, can you?
Let me try.
Like try to point.
You have quite a bit of clearance in there. If you can
put the tip of your finger in, like the very end. See if you shouldn't be able to. It's pretty close.
I mean, but I can't get my finger in any further, right? You can see kind of where it's pinching my finger fat.
Yeah.
So that's about as hard as I can press, and I'm still not touching it. So no, I feel really safe with this.
Pete's asking why let me see the back of it again on the jimps. Okay, so the jimping. Huh? He said why'd they truncate the jimps?
I'm not sure what the word truncate means.
Well, I don't see a break in them. Oh, but I think he's talking about between the. Open it up again. Yeah, you can't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe Pete will explain. He said it looks like it's almost big enough that you could blade flick it, like reverse flick.
I can try.
Are you greasy this morning?
No grease.
Yeah, it almost looks like because he bought he bought a concept from me that you can do
Got it.
that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so once you get the feel for it, damn it.
Yeah, and you're not greasy.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little greasy,
It could
But-
be oil on the knife too.
but it can be done because I just did it. Any other questions about this knife before I grab the next one?
Yeah. Does it have a horizontal hand grind, like a belt, like a? Does it have a hand grind on the blade? I guess he's talking about maybe. Is it a belt
hand
grind?
grind?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a really nice
horizontal. So it's going along the blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That looks good.
Yeah, it's super
So,
clean.
yeah, Pete
Yeah.
loves it because it's his blade shape. So
And it's a great blade shape. Just so we're all clear though, this is a sheep's foot.
yeah, okay.
Because I know some
You
people
call it tomato, I call it tomato.
some people want to say reverse tanto. That's a made up blade shape. And it's definitely not a warning. But
No,
it's
not a.
absolutely stellar knife. All right, so we're gonna tiptoe into some of the crazier stuff now that I got in for review. Keep in mind, none of these knives belong to me. I wish they did, but they don't.
Yeah.
So this is the Forever Steel Dracula, and it's a button lock integral. The button lock on this feels a little bit different because of how robust it is. And actually, bear with me a second. I'm going to move my camera back just a bit because the zoom out feature is going absolutely insane. There we go. Give myself a little bit of room here. So this thing is like, obviously with the button lock, there's no friction, right? Same goes for this. So, like most button locks, it's a guillotine. You want to make sure you have your fingers out of the way. But this thing is fucking stellar. You got these giant ass pivots. There's your button. You have really nice. It almost seems like, I don't know. I'm getting like religious hints from it. That's probably because that sort of looks like a cross.
So
and
does
these
the
look
pivot.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah. The pivot kind of has that. I don't know.
Templar,
This is making me think of Templar. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting because it's called the Dracula, but it does have these Templar looks on it. The pivot, or not pivot, but the thumb studs are massive. Really easy to actuate.
Let me see show the back of the spine of the blade again. I want to see the shape of the sculpting the blade. Flip it over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to see that. All that sculpting. It makes like the blade itself almost looks like a cross. Like.
Yeah. Oh, let me get it to focus again.
Yeah, it's got that middle section where it's
the
all.
pocket clip works fantastic. It goes in and out pretty easy. But yeah, they
Rosicrucian cross. Yeah. Sorry.
I could have squeezed a little more blade in there. No, go ahead, man.
No. Mister was talking about the Rosicrucian cross, like the same symbol, the Templar cross. Yeah. I'm curious. Okay, I want to see the stop pin. They decided to drill a hole all the way through it and then thread on one side. So that's a problem with integrals. They have to figure out a way to put the stop pin in. So it looks like it goes all the way through, and that side that's closest to you has got a T6 or something.
I can test it real quick. Hold on.
But that's one way to go about it that I hadn't seen before, by putting the stop pin. Like a lot of them make that little pocket around the pivot. They put it behind that little.
Yeah, T6 for this one.
So that's a removable stop pin. That's something you don't see very often.
No, that's a good point because I wouldn't have noticed that. I do prefer internal stops, and where like the groove.
It's built into the blade.
Yeah, the groove is built into the blade, and then the
pin is built into the blade,
and then you'll have the grooves on the outside. and they had
Yeah.
room for it. But I mean, this is fine too.
But you can't do that with integrals because the blade can't slide in between there with that pin. You wouldn't be able to fit the blade in between the two sides of the scale because that pin would be
yeah, I
sticking
gotcha.
out.
You couldn't get it in initially to actually have it. Okay.
So integrals have to have that stop pin across there, and that's one of the problems. Fred has a knife where it's actually hidden on the inside, and it looks like the guy might have like drilled a hole and then re-welded the titanium and sanded it over. But a lot of times they put them behind that little panel around the pivot. Like you see where that panel is around the button?
Yeah.
So a lot of integrals have that panel, and they'll hide the stop pin button behind that panel. Like the one you sent me is like that.
Yeah. How's that one coming along, by the way?
I haven't messed with it too much more. It's terrible, man. I don't know what's going on with it. Like I think the bearings are the wrong size or something. But I haven't messed with it.
No, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with quality. Like that looks like a beefy, hefty, sturdy weapon.
It is. It feels like a monster. You could, I mean, as long as you didn't freak your coworkers out, you could all day carry this. Because it doesn't even feel like it's huge, but it doesn't feel very heavy. Like I'd probably guess this is like 5 ounces or something.
You don't have scales?
I do. Hold on.
Because I would guess it looks way bigger than 5 ounces to me.
Let me see if I can't find it here.
Looks more like 7 ounces.
Well, damn, you're spot on, sir. It is 7 ounces. I guess it just feels super light for its weight or for its size. Like I would expect something like this to feel much heavier than it does, but it feels pretty light. I wonder where the balance is. Yeah, so the balance is pretty good, just right behind the pivot. All right, so we're going to move to the next end of the spectrum. I don't think there's a more opposite knife to the one that I just showed than this one is. So I can't remember the name of this model, but this thing is, it's an exposed backlock.
Who makes that one?
Forever Steel.
Okay.
So whenever you open it, you can kind of watch this, and then it locks into place, and then back here you can push the back lock, and then the blade will go down. But this thing is wicked.
Yeah,
and surprisingly,
that's definitely your style.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely like up my alley. But so is the other knife. But yeah, this thing is redonkulous. They run, I want to say, about $500, which for what you're getting, I think is a really fair price because they took the extra time to make this an exposed backlock. You have the I don't know if it's Damasteel or if it's just Damascus. But then you have this really unique coloring because normally Damascus is it'll have like some pinks in it, and a few other colors, maybe some gray spaces. But this here really is just like blue and orange or blue and yellow.
Yeah, that one's wild looking.
And it actually matches the ano on the hardware as well, if you can kind of see right here. So yeah, I think they did a stellar job on this, and we even have a spot for lanyards.
It's called the Megrez. It's Megrez.
And I'm being extra careful with it because there was a few times I did this, and I shook it a little too hard, and it barely touched me and cut me wide open. This thing is ridiculously sharp, but this would be a collection piece for me. Like this would be a daily user. This would be a collection piece.
It's it's $570 and you can still buy it right now. So yes, if somebody wants one, yeah, it's called the Megrez, Megrez, and it's
Okay.
on.
To be fair, I think 570 is a little high for this. I would like it a lot more at 500. And I could have swore it was 500, but 570 is actually a little high for this.
Yeah, it's 569. It's on Aurora Blade.
Yeah, but very cool. We have a tip up carry, or I'm sorry, tip down carry. But I think they had to do it that way because I just don't think they had the room down here.
Right.
But yeah, super stellar piece. Huge.
Yeah, it's
fan of it.
awful skinny. It's way too skinny for me. But that's your style. Like that's perfect for you.
It's definitely not usable. Like as far as okay, it's usable, but it's not going to be very good for like any sort of ergonomics, any sort of fidgeting. That's I mean, this
More of a
piece is
showpiece.
literally just to pull out and show or have on display or something like that.
Conversation starter.
Now I've got one more piece I want to show you guys, and I
It's
saved
one of
what
the-
I think is the coolest for last.
Yeah, it's one of those knives where you show your non-knife friends, and then they start liking knives. That last one.
I've tried showing Timascus to non-knife people, and they look at it like it's like I'm showing them Play-Doh, right? Like there's no appreciation. They're like, "Oh, color's cool," and I'm like, "Wait a second, you don't understand." And then I have to remind myself that, of course, they don't understand. They're not knife people.
Yeah.
So this one is called the H&R Hitman, and I hadn't heard of H&R outside of this knife. I don't know if this is aluminum or titanium, but it feels really good. It comes with gold hardware. Like initially, it comes installed with black hardware, and then you can swap it out for gold. So everything on this knife that you see that's in gold, it has the pieces to do the same thing in black.
I think we might have looked at this one not long ago, or a knife from this company, because I remember that little pillbox looking thing, the little metal cylinder.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look, but I think we did look at something from them. I don't know.
This one's actually on Aurora Blade, so it might have been this knife exactly.
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, that one already looks better.
Yep. So everything gold here can be black, but it's here. Let me clear the.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive we looked at that one.
But it's full integral. It's got some really nice milling going up the spine. I think the gold hardware does add a nice contrast compared to just the black on black. We do have a full DLC blade. We're rocking a hollow grind compound. We have a flat grind up here. A really nice harpoon. I don't know if I'd want to say. Well, yeah, it is a Tonto. So yeah, I'll say harpoon Tonto with a recurve. These aren't usable, but they are textured. So there's actual. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's actual depth there to that milling. And it is a full frame lock. They just have it up here to be kind of like a bolster, kind of a protected area. So, but then you can see it's all exposed down here.
I got all right. Got questions. I got one question.
Sure.
Try to figure out how the liner is attached. So where's that screw and how do you get to it?
Well, so there isn't a liner.
It's a bolster. Okay, I see. Well, then it's not.
No, not even a bolster. So
how did they do that with an integral?
They cut this into two pieces.
Yeah, they spliced it right down the middle. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. So
it's not attached. Oh yeah, it's all a frame lock, huh?
Yeah,
That's pretty
and then
wild.
they meet back up down here, and it's all attached.
Yeah, so they sliced it right there by the blade. Yeah, they went down with a saw, straight down. That's pretty wild. So it had to
Yeah,
take out some material. So, huh?
and there is, as per usual with integrals, there's no internal milling, except for the little bit they took back out here and what they removed from in here
And
to
how did?
create this liner.
Yeah, that's wild that they used a split it like a I forgot what those saws are called, but they put them in a mill and they lock it down and come straight down into it. But they had that looks like the gap that might have been done with wire EDM. Do you know what wire EDM is?
Isn't it a wire that's used for cutting?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
about the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah, it's pretty wild technology, but it almost looks like they would have had to use wire EDM because of the gap a regular blade would have made. But yeah, I wish that wasn't recurve, but I like it otherwise.
And to be honest, you could probably
Yeah,
sharpen out the bulk here. It is a DLC over a belt satin. I don't know if it's going to come up in the lights here for you guys to see, but
I
we
like
definitely
that
have a,
compound grind.
yeah, and even up here towards the tip where it's like I don't know, where it's like a triple compound, I guess is what I would call it. Um,
Yeah, it's got the double flats up there.
yep, yeah, but super stellar knife overall. The build quality on this thing and the machining is just absolutely insane. I gotta say, guys, I am absolutely blessed to be a knife reviewer that gets knives in like this for review, because I'm pretty sure this is like a 400 some odd dollar knife and not
Yeah, it's four.
something that I could.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's $400. It's $398. Well, the standard one does that one have the? I wasn't even paying attention. So that one's a little more expensive. It's $450 or something, but they have a version with an inlay. Uh, the fat carbon one is 448. The standard and DLC is 448, and the standard and PVD is 398.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a
I
good
mean,
price
anytime
though.
you're talking integrals and the $400 price point for Chinese made, I mean, you're sitting at a pretty good value. So I'm not mad at that pricing at all. And I
Yeah,
think the extra $50 to get the DLC is definitely worth it. Um, because while it the DLC is going to raise the HRC, but not for the edge, right? Because your edge is still exposed. But it'll raise the hardness for the rest of the blade, which is going to prevent it from mostly from being scratched and jacked up. Like you'll have this clean look as long as you're not purposely trying to like tear away at the finish. But this finish is going to hold up for. I mean, I don't imagine it would ever run out, to be honest. Not with general use. And then we're rocking M390.
yeah, M390. I was gonna say.
So big
So
fan of
you
this
can't.
one.
That's weird that they did that with the studs because they left a place for it on the scales, but yet they don't stick out far enough to use.
Yeah. And actually, I wonder, I don't know if you can or not. Let me see if
I
this is
wonder
a
if
T6. I kind of want to see what it looks like again underneath.
I wonder if they make longer ones that stick out further because it doesn't look like they'd hit the scales. They might. I don't know. I wasn't looking too close, but
Oh, here, let's take a look. Oh, yeah, they would. Where the screws at.
yeah, okay, yeah.
So, yeah. I was going to check to see if the hole would be adaptable to get a
For like a
stud in
regular
there.
thumb stud, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter now because the screws
The
in
screw,
the
yeah,
is
in
in
the
the
line of the.
pathway. But I'm still just curious.
Did you swap out the gold?
Yeah.
I think TC said something about it would look better in bronze.
I think the bronze would look really good. And I wonder if you can use these. No, you can't. Not even close.
The reverse, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool though.
Well, that's cool. Thank you for hopping on and showing us all those.
Oh yeah,
With
absolutely,
your
man.
with your new Knife World connections, you're getting all kinds of stuff sent, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Some of it's from viewers, and some of it's from pass around. And then I've got a few companies that send me, like Aurora Blade has been fantastic.
Yeah,
I can't recommend Aurora Blade enough. They have, I mean, their knives are expensive, right? You're probably not going to get out of their shop for less than, I don't know, 300 some odd bucks. But their customer service is fantastic. And if you like unique, high end Chinese knives that would otherwise cost you probably 800 or more if they were made in the US, then it's definitely a shop you should check out pretty regularly. And their inventory used to not update very often, but here lately they're getting a lot of different unheard of designers um, that are busting out just some incredibly cool fucking knives. Like they have something like from Arc Lord or something like that on their website. I can't remember the name of it, but it's just a nice simple. They have two knives I'm interested in. They have one that is a nice simple top flipper with plain tie, and then they have, I believe, a rear flipper that's in plain tie, and both of them look terrific. Last thing I'll say before I cut the stream, or what my portion of the stream, not the whole stream, but I through my amazing hookups, I'm actually getting my hands on a Mundus Knives Penitentia.
yeah,
Um, and if you guys haven't checked that out, you can go to um, who's got it up? Oh, Mundus has it up on his Instagram, I believe. And then I think Poiculo is going to be selling it as well. I think they're actually the OEM for it, so they should have something up on their site pretty soon. But Mundus did the Alchem and the
yeah.
Carmen.
Mundus is up in Kentucky, not far from me. Not far from all of us, or some of us, I guess. But
Yeah, Mundus is a pretty brilliant engineer and designer. So if you haven't looked his stuff up, you should look it up. But Chip, if you would, can you pull up the Penitentia? If you don't see it in those two places, it'll actually be on exclusive folders Instagram, and I think he might even have some videos of it.
yeah.
Go, and you go ahead and kick me out of the stream. My phone's about to die.
All right, buddy. Thanks for hopping up.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. See you.
See ya.
All right. Hold on. Penitentia. I've already got it brought up. Maybe. Where we at? I was in the wrong browser, but I do have it up. Hold on just a second. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. I can still hear Sever. I'm going to hang up on him. It's weird how you stay connected in the browser in the background. Sever. So you stay connected somehow in the Chrome browser in the background. He can't hear me. I'm going to have to close Chrome, I guess. I tried. I had to close. Wow, that's wild. I can still hear him, and I got Chrome. Ah. Yeah, hold on. I got it. I got to remove the source. All right, you're gone now. But here's the knife. Sorry about that, guys. It's that. This is that same one that we looked at that one day when they had the breakdown on exclusive on some one of exclusive folders, probably because he said that's where it was available. But they had the diagram of these three. They had it all taken apart in parts. They show that on their site for new knives that they're doing the CAD files for, I guess. Good grief. Can't even type. But yeah, and there it is right there at the front of their page. But they have They have these 3D breakdowns. Let me see if this one has it still. Now, when they first start R&D in knives, they show them sometimes with the renderings, and I think we caught that one at a time where they showed the renderings. But anyway, it's a cool looking knife. And those aren't even, none of those are the pivot. Pretty wild looking thing. Some of these colorways, pretty dang crazy too. Let me see, Mundus. Let me try this again. All right, he had more pictures of it. Sorry, had the other side. Oh, look at the pouch it comes with and everything. Looks like a coffin. A little bit. Yeah, get a get on instead of an Alpha Beast, Nick. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, guys, I think it's been a great Sunday. We're going to start getting off of here. Started the video talking about old clones that I wish I was around for. These are a couple that I wasn't around for. This one especially, that I was able to acquire. So hopefully I'll be able to acquire some of those other ones that I want to get. Maybe that guy that I messaged earlier that had one of those Horizon D's will come around and sell it to me. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great Sunday. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for hopping up Sever 7, showing us some super cool knives. Quite sure throughout all that and my little splurge of the like button pop up that y'all have all hit it, so I won't ask you to do that again. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. Today is the start to the new week. Let's make it a good one. Actually, Mondays are the start to the week. I don't care what the calendar says. But we'll be back here again tomorrow doing the same thing. Appreciate y'all. Y'all need me, make sure to hit me up. Need somebody to talk to, hit me up.